What you doing? Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Sunday. It's October 22nd, 2017. We've had like a whole week of really nice weather, realistically. It's been real nice. Now you gotta keep showing you the trees because they're so pretty. All yellows. Got some reds over here. Some more yellows over there. I'm just going to go around here real slow so you can see it all. A lot of yellows. Some like oranges with that tree there. But yeah, it's getting there. It's getting pretty soon. We're going to have, pretty soon it'll all be down. Anyway, really nice day today here. It's in the low 70s. Been real. Haven't had to have a fire. I've only had to have a few so far this year, but the weather's been really decent. Like I said, the longer that we go without using up the wood, that's even better. So, but we'll be using it pretty soon. Trust me on that. But yeah, we're a week away from November, basically, and it's amazing. Anyhow, I wanted to do a video today. Somebody had asked me to do this video, and I thought it would be a really interesting topic. They asked me what I thought. Okay, we're gonna go with a worst case scenario. SHTF has happened, okay? And this is my opinion, and my opinion only. I definitely want your guys' feedback on this. I think what you're going to see happen when SHTF happens, you're going to see a lot of small towns kind of enclose up and not let strangers in, okay? So now when that happens in these small towns, the question that was asked of me was, do you think that the local government officials, who generally are the more wealthy people in the town that really probably don't prep at all, they're going to go around and try to confiscate supplies from people, preppers, primarily. If they know that somebody who's a prepper and that they've stocked up, do I think that they're going to go and try to confiscate those goods? So here's what I think is going to happen. If anybody's read 1 Second After, it's a phenomenal book, and it was based on a small town in North Carolina. And one of the things that happened pretty quickly was that the officials closed down the local stores, but not before a lot of people got in there and got a lot of supplies. So they commandeered the local supplies first, and I think that's what would happen realistically in a lot of these small towns. Your grocery stores that are in town, even a small town, you have your, I'm going to go with stores that are up in New York area. You're going to have your Save-A-Lots, you're going to have your Aldi's, you're going to have Tops or Wegmans. Those are generally one of the two bigger stores that are in our area. And then you're going to have other places as well that have food. And I think what's going to happen is, like Dollar General would be another one, in those type of places. And I think what's going to happen is a lot of these officials, what they're going to do is they're going to lock those places down right away and confiscate that food, okay? And try to manage it out that way. I think that now, in the town itself, they may try to commandeer people's supplies if people have anything, resources for the better good of the community, okay? Now outside of town, once you get into the more rural areas where people are living out in the country, it's hard to say. You may have somebody come around thinking that they're all official. Yeah, and if you have supplies, we're going to need what you have for the greater good. And I think, especially if it's an SHTF situation, I think a lot of people, like where I'm at, I think a lot of people would tell them to go F themselves, to be honest with you. People are not going to give up their supplies out here. Now, in a town, possibly, if they have the numbers, to come at you in force. But I don't think that they're going to come out into the country, to be honest with you, and try to commandeer people's supplies for the greater good. Because, as preppers, and a lot of you guys that watch my channel are also preppers, we're trying to look out for our loved ones and ourselves and our families and our groups, whoever, if we have a group. So that I'm going to give up my supplies for people that did not prepare for the greater good, that is not going to happen. And so I don't think you're going to see a lot of that happen as far as them trying to forcefully take things from people in the country, because people are going to get shot and people are going to get killed. That's the bottom line. To me, somebody coming and trying to seize my stuff for the greater good is just the same thing as somebody that's a marauder trying to take my stuff, as far in my eyes. So I think that, like I said, I think that they'll shut down towns and they'll block off towns and they'll close ranks. And you got to realize too, guys, okay, we're not talking cities, we're talking small towns. Populations of maybe 5,000 people. Let's go with that number, okay? In those type of small towns, everybody knows everybody, okay? They really truly do. And everybody's related to everybody. We moved out here, like I said, a couple years ago, and I already know a great deal of people in the area, but everybody like knows everybody. And so you meet somebody, and the next thing you know, you're out and about, and there they are. I mean, when Heather and I had gone to that one town garage sale, there was a whole town that did a garage sale. We ended up running into like 3 people that I knew, and that was kind of funny because it's like it's a town farther away from us, but like I said, it's really a small area, and so people, like, everybody knows everybody. So, but the thing is, I think that if you have supplies and you're out in the country, I think you are better off, because of the fact is I don't think that they'll commandeer your goods. I don't think they'll be even wanting to try, because pretty much, here's the thing, in the country, I mean, you guys have, when I've done videos, you've heard gunshots like crazy a lot of different times, okay? There's Mr. Lucy. They know that everybody in the country is armed. I mean, this is the United States. I mean, we have more guns than we do people. I mean, it's like, there's a lot of guns in this country, okay? And so, for government, so-called town or government officials to think that they have this authority to come and confiscate your stuff after, and I'm talking worst case, guys. I'm talking worst case scenario. That if they think that they're going to come and take your stuff without some kind of a fight, they're sadly mistaken. Just because of the fact that people have worked so hard to put themselves in a position where they can take care of their family and their friends and stuff like that. And so I really don't see those towns really branching out far into the country to try to get the different resources supposedly for the greater good, okay? They may talk to people, they may come out and speak with you and say, hey, we're trying to, work together, and would you come into town, or something to that effect. I could see that happening, but I really don't think that they're going to try to come out in force. And if they did, like I said, I truly believe they're going to be met with strong resistance. Everybody out here is armed. Everybody. So, and for, it's funny. It's like there's an old saying: an armed society is a polite society, and it is very, very true. We don't have a lot of crime up in this area. We really don't, because people watch out for each other. It's a different mindset. I mean, it's a whole. I mean, like I said, I lived in Rochester, for New York, for years and years and years, and then I lived outside of Rochester, in Greece, New York, and it's a whole different kettle of fish. It's a whole different mindset from the city to suburbia to the country. The country is, and it's just, like I said, this is just my opinion. The country is so much better. People are much more friendly and are going to look out for each other more. So I think you're going to have people that are going to say, hey, listen, do you want to work together? And that's why I truly believe in a true SHTF situation where it's like the entire nation. Let's just go with something like that. I truly believe that people, especially up in my area, not all, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everybody, but I think a lot of people will band together for the greater good to work together, okay? Now, I could be completely wrong and off on that assessment, but I don't think so, just because of, the way that the people are out here. And like I said, it's, hi, it's my girl, Miss Socks, she's the boss, yeah, but, like I said, I think they'll lock down towns I think that they'll commandeer any kind of supplies in those towns, be it propane, gasoline, food, whatever is there. And, like there's a town not that far from us that is, I think, is a perfect example. And I think what they would do is they would close the roads off and basically really patrol stuff and lock stuff down and try to, organize in that aspect. So I really do think that they would do that. So it's like we wouldn't be venturing down to town, let's just say, but we would up in this area where I'm at. I think like I said, a lot of people would try to work together. I think if somebody came around and trying to be all official after a worst case event and tried to say that, well, we're taking your supplies, that's not even going to be a conversation. Okay. So that's my opinion on that. I definitely want your guys' feedback and what you think of that situation and how it would go. It's definitely something to really truly think about. And, like I said, I definitely want your guys' feedback on that and what you think, okay? Because, it's... Oh, look at this, I got a Mr. B. It's something that we do have to think about. I mean, there's so many contingencies, there's so many things that could happen, might happen, this scenario, that scenario, and who knows whatever the event is going to be or how it's going to play out. But I think it's something to definitely put into the back of your mind. I'm a big believer in having caches of food and supplies stashed away. I think that's really, really important. And to be able to have, okay, I got, 4 or 5 different caches of food. So you're going to try to limit what you have on site so that if you are overrun, if you will, and you have to get out of Dodge, that you have supplies elsewhere. So, but that's just what my thoughts are. I definitely want to hear your feedback on this and what you guys think, okay? So, anyway, I went and got the kids. The kids are home, and good to have my babies back home. And like I said, it's a week away now, and they'll be 16 years old, which is shocking. I can't believe it. Oh, here's Mr. Lucy. He's up over on the wood pile. But remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. And remember STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever your goals are, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to reach and get accomplished, you can do it. And the only one that's really, truly going to stop you from that is yourself, realistically. Okay? So everybody, I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope you had a nice weekend. It's over now pretty much. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and we'll go from there, okay? I'll talk to you later. Prep and Nurse one out for now.